Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines we got for you today. Could Bitcoin see a 362% gains after the correction? Grayscale adds 25 digital assets to its assets under consideration. SEC's motion is granted, ladies and gentlemen. It's not good news today. Bank of America on US CBDC and digital dollar. We'll talk about it. Fitch rating warns about proof of work. We'll get into it. GoldmanSachs sees $8 trillion opportunity in crypto, and we're going to tell you where. Ron Hammond gives us a congressional update on what's going on there, and Yahoo Finance says the White House and that executive order may be more than just about hearing from other agencies. They may be preparing to come in and regulate crypto, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at BackupBradleyAbove and everything that we're talking about here today. Make sure you give us a follow there. And also give us a follow on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen. We are doing Sunday morning live streams, exclusive AMAs at the end. Ask me anything. We'll talk and cover many topics. And it's very nice. The channel usually it had started out as a live stream channel originally on YouTube, but we've now taken that to Facebook, and it's working out really, really well there. So make sure you give us a follow at Digital Perspectivesnews, no spaces there. Let's take a look at the numbers really quickly here. $1.652 trillion. And let's see if that's actually accurate, because I had to refresh that. Little more money back into space. We're up 6.26% right now. 36,000 plus for Bitcoin. We see 2,400 for Ethereum. We see right now Cardano is up to $1.03. Solana is at $93 and change. And XRP is 60 cents right now this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's take a look at the price range very quickly at 57.40 on the bottom and 6234 on the top. We'll keep an eye on it. Do know this, technical analyst Dark Defender says it is imminent that a $2.64 XRP is coming our way, no matter if we go down a little more before it happens or whether we begin to trek up. At some point, that is in our future, is what the charts are telling him, according to the Elliott wave theory. So we will pay close attention to that, and we are very grateful for him, Coins Kid, and many other technical analysts out here. The numbers are brought to you by Link2.com. Everybody, private investing made simple. Take a look at this. They're running a special for the rest of this month, just a few days left here. You can see if you use your Uphold wallet to buy private equity, you will receive $1,000 worth of Bitcoin back into your Uphold wallet. You cannot beat that. Here is an example of what could be happening when you buy private equity. Coinbase was originally on the Link2 platform. I remember it being $32 a share towards the end before it IPO'd. It IPO'd, and it IPO'd for over $400. I think it's still over $200 or $300 at this point. But, you know, I look at the case and the suppression and the lack of clarity that is all sitting on top of the fact that Ripple is private equity and available right now, and so is Uphold, and so is Link2 itself, and so is Verobank when they have it, and many other great products on there. And I think of that suppression that's taking place, and I ask myself, when would I think the best time to buy is? Well, it's now. And this is not financial advice, just my personal digital perspectives of what I see here. And you can go check it out at link2.com. Sign up, even if you're not accredited. You get access to hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of data points and information on all of these companies behind the tech. Yeah, it's great stuff. Right here, analyst with 400,000 plus YouTube subscribers says that it takes an average correction of 89 days, and the average pullback devaluates Bitcoin about 57% from the top, adding that the average gains after a correction are a whopping 362%. Come on in. Yeah, that is saying something right there. Now, let's just see. What would that be? Okay, so after some quick math here, it looks like if it's a 362% correction, we're talking about 29,000 plus. I just went with 36,000 for simplifying the numbers there. That would be remarkable So, now what he goes on to say in this is that he can't be sure how long a time it would take to have that correction, but nevertheless, over the history of information, that's what it's showing him. So he says down here, the Invest Answers from the YouTube channel there says, host highlights that when those 3 bear markets recover periods are excluded, the average time it takes Bitcoin to surge to new all-time highs is only 64 days. Will we get back to where we were 70 days ago at 68,800? Yes, we will. I just don't know when. But it could be soon because historically the rebounds happen within 64 days. These are just numbers. History, I know things are a lot longer now. Cycles are longer, but also market fall and crash are much faster than ever before too. The analyst thinks 30,000 is the Bitcoin support level. And currently we're at 36,000 plus. So we'll keep an eye on that. Appreciate his insights on that, not financial advice. Grayscale adds 25 digital assets to its assets under consideration. Let's take a look at just some of these. It doesn't have the whole list here, but it does go on to talk about the fact that they are looking at here, in addition to assets under consideration, include DeFi projects like Algorand, Convex, Metaverse startup Sandbox, Axie Affinity, Yield Guild Games here. And it also shows, what is it down here? AMP. It said earlier this month that it said it added AMP to a list of 23 other assets, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, that holds in its portfolio. AMP is the native token of Flexa Network, a payment network that enables crypto collateralized payments at physical stores online. So there we have that. So this gets interesting, ladies and gentlemen. I'd love to get the whole list. I don't see the link here for it, but we'll keep an eye out if we do get that whole list. I am interested big time in the metaverse. I am interested big time in NFTs. But at the same time, we got to be careful because we also know that Hester Peirce has just recently said that NFTs may in fact be securities, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. Here it is right here. I had the wrong article pulled up. Sorry about that. Doesn't happen often. Right here from BondCrypt XRP. The SEC must issue guidance on NFTs, crypto mom Hester Peirce says. She says that if there's potential for securities law to apply to NFTs, then the SEC must be quick to act before NFTs become too big to regulate. Isn't that the situation with the entire crypto market right now? That's the situation. Well, we have some really, really fire news for you today, so stay with us. Federal judge on Monday, for those of you who didn't find it very quickly here, go watch the first video from this morning, break down a lot of legal analysts and their insights, from James K. Filan to Jeremy Hogan to John Deaton. And it says here that the SEC did in fact grant the motion to reconsider the deliberative process privilege ruling that the judge had made. Some believe that that is to appease the SEC, to make it bulletproof, so when a judgment is made in this case, it is not something that they will be able to appeal because they got every exhausted opportunity to make the case. We'll see. Right here, I can tell you, when it comes to this exhaustive case, right, we know that Ethereum, in fact, I don't have to be a judge. I know it. And if they want to take me to court over it, I'll bring all the video clips with me to prove it. You know, that they definitely got a unique advantage from the SEC. Certainly William Hinman. And what I can tell you is that, ladies and gentlemen, ETHgate and what they call Ethereum, or refer to as Web3, the next amalgamation of the internet, it's high, unsustainable gas fees. I even tagged Joseph Lubin and Vitalik Buterin, who should be ashamed of themselves. You think with all the back-channeled effort, the least you could have done was provide an actual solution. Despicable. Look at this. $10 to over $100. And I have had people send me definitive proof and information that it's even higher than that at times. I had somebody that wanted to move $500 and got told they were going to have to pay $800 in gas fees to move to $500. How about that for the new internet? Fitch Ratings warns risk of crypto miners posed to U.S. power supply. Uh-oh. Looks like somebody better sit down with Brian Brooks and start talking about all this renewable, sustainable energy like hydro and solar and everything else that goes along with it, right? Because this seems like crosshairs to me. And we know that Chris Larson has made the clear way suggestion that proof of work Bitcoin needs to move to proof of stake as soon as possible. By 2030, says the Bank of America. Wow. Don't want to put too tight a timeline on it, huh? Stable coins will continue to be used more frequently in various transactions while the U.S. will launch a CBDC by 2030, said the Bank of America. Wow. Sure you don't want to put a little more time on it? Look, this is where I'm at with this. Okay, I give you the 2030. I fall back on to what I have said. This doesn't mean that we won't be a leader in where we're going, because the reality is the proper public-private relationship with a stable coin that is held to a heightened prudential of supervision and regulation and compliance can work just as well. Look at the USD coin backed by Circle, which is also Goldman Sachs. Come on in. And I do believe we will see a wholesale CBDC for the United States prior to 2030. Global investment bank Goldman Sachs has predicted that the metaverse could be an $8 trillion opportunity. Come on in. Yeah, I'm all about it. I stack my pennies next to their dollars. It's my foundational investment core tenet that I use. It really is. I put my pennies next to their dollars, and if they see an $8 trillion opportunity, I want to know how much money they're putting towards it. Because I'll match it in pennies. I'm big on the metaverse. I don't want to play in it. I don't want to live in it. I just want to invest in it. That's where I'm at on that. Look right here. This is an update from Ron Hammond here. This week in Congress and crypto, there's a lot happening. Take a look here. While much of the attention is on the executive order rumors, which, by the way, Yahoo Finance is getting ready to speak to, and it would appear from Yahoo Finance's article that you're about to see that it's a lot more than rumors coming on. Check this out. One important element to keep an eye on is the IRS and the impending guidance on crypto reporting provisions in the infrastructure bill. Remember that? Where it had the messed up verbiage about what a broker-dealer was for crypto. For those who may not be familiar with the issues surrounding the definition of broker and the vagueness of that provision, you can read this thread from Jake Travinsky here. Rumors are circulating that the guidance from the IRS will be coming soon, which in D.C. can range from a few days to several weeks. However, it seems this is close given our conversation with staff. The guidance is supposed to be preliminary for the formal rulemaking coming later. This is getting exciting because, as you know, if you have the taxes figured out, you figured out the final piece to the puzzle, because once taxes are sorted out, you know what you're dealing with. You can't sort out taxes on something unless you know what it is. So it seems like we might be a lot closer to finding out whether all of this stuff is money or securities not too long from now. Members of Congress from both sides have weighed in since the bill was signed into law, signaling to the Treasury Department, as we've mentioned here, that a broad interpretation of the broker language would be against the intent of the legislation and could have a drastic impact on the crypto industry. The most notable effort coming from Patrick McHenry, who we covered this morning, and Representative Tim Ryan in introducing the Keep Innovation in America Act. This bipartisan bill is a needed fix to the controversial elements in the infrastructure bill. Without congressional action, the IRS interpretation becomes the standard. Hear that? Without the congressional action, the IRS interpretation becomes the standard. In fairness, though, the exact details of the IRS interpretation haven't been made public, which means he is privy to what they're planning to call it and how to handle it without us knowing yet. And there will still be a formal rulemaking process. But these processes aren't as fleshed out as the legislation from Congress, which makes the Keep Innovation in America Act so important. People should continue to push policymakers to support the bipartisan Keep Innovation America Act. 14 members of Congress from both sides of the aisle already have and can be found below. Numbers are important, and this is a good bill that needs support. And I am going to check it out, and I encourage all of you to do so. Now, let's talk about the White House. the executive order that we covered over the weekend and a week before, it was said from the White House that that was probably, okay, now they have said that that was to really, not probably, they had said that that was to weigh in on all the different federal agencies that are touched by this digital asset world, right? This new emerging asset class. And they were going to seek feedback on that. But what we have here is quite a different bit of language here. And now this is from Yahoo Finance and Jennifer Schomburger. And it says the Biden administration is preparing to release government-wide strategy to regulate cryptocurrencies as early as February. Well, that's a lot different than what we got over the weekend and the week before now, isn't it? Over the Federal Reserve's fight against inflation, according to an administration official. This is getting interesting, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to see where this goes. It goes into a whole bunch of other facts here. But what we need to know is what is going to happen here. And it seems like there is a lot more coming in the way of this executive order. And I will be excited to cover it and to see if they get it right, or if it's another botched attempt like the actual crypto infrastructure bill and the crappy verbiage about broker-dealer in there. I tell you, it's what a mess this is. This is not that hard. This is not that hard. If you go back to the former regulators of the CFTC, Chris Giancarlo, and former head of OCC, Brian Brooks, I think they made it just about as clear as anyone could make it. It is the shift of perspective for the regulators to not look at how to regulate entities so much as to look now down the road about how to regulate activities as much as the entities themselves. That's what we're talking about here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's your update. That's where things are. We're not far from February. So hopefully we get to see a big reveal about what the White House thinks about crypto and how to regulate it. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and share with somebody you know. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Make sure you check out all the links in the description and comment box. They're great products and services I use each and every day with amazing specials and deals. But you gotta click the links. I'll catch all of you on the next one.